So far this season, I believe he's only played one game of StarCraft 2. It's going to be his first game of Brood War since switching from CJ to Teammate. Of course, for anyone who didn't follow last season, or any previous season, Movie used to be a pretty good Protoss on CJ, and then he kind of stopped being that good. And then there were like other good players, like Harangi, who got played more. So at the end of last season, he got like all emo and stuff, and was like, oh, I don't want to play for CJ anymore. So he went free agent and got picked up by Teammate. And that's the story. Anyway, he's going to be playing as Zero here, which is awesome because Zero is one of my... Actually, these guys are actually two of my favorite players of all time. Zero, of course, because he's awesome and he uses queens. Movie, I really only like him actually because he beat Jadon once with Dragoons. Like, I thought about that a lot. I was like, why do I actually like Movie? And it's really just because he beat Jadon once, which is a bit silly, but you know what? It was an awesome build, and he's a pretty good Protoss player anyway. So Movie versus Zero for set number 2. This is a must-win situation for Stars. Stream. Why does this only happen when it like gets to the game? It wasn't lagging during the ads just now. What the hell? No manner, no manner. Alright, here we go. Looks like we're gonna be on Jade, which has been modified to be slightly better for Zerg. We used to see primarily Protoss and Terran come out on this map last season. Only a few random Zergs like Action seemed to like this map, and I think that was more because he wanted to dodge ZVZ. Anyway, Movie will be the teal Protoss in the top left, Zero will be the yellow Zerg in the top right, and yeah, I'm just thinking about PvZ on this map. So the map was modified from last season to make it so that you would rather take the faraway natural as your third. So we're probably going to see that from Zero if he does go for a standard build and not some kind of silly cheese. And that probe, okay, that's interesting. Is it just me or did that probe like go a little bit southwards there, kind of scouting out the base? I'm not really sure why he did that. Was that just some kind of weird pathing issue there? Anyway, it looks like he's just going to do a standard Forge Fast Expand. He's also going to scout in the right direction, which is lucky for him. But look at this, Zero actually doing an Intelligent Overlord scout. Instead of just picking a direction and going either bottom right or top left, he actually went towards the middle of the map to look for the probe coming in, so that he could go the correct direction. And he actually did catch the probe, so both players are actually going to scout each other fairly early here. Looks like an overpull. In the meantime, from Zero, Movie just gonna harass a little bit with this probe, and has not quite sent out a second probe yet, or second probe. I'm actually still thinking a little bit about that probe thing. Like, what? Do you think there's a proxy hatch in his base or something? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too hung up over it. Maybe it was normal. The other thing I was thinking is maybe because the ramp faces downwards, if you right-click a probe out, does the AI do something funny? Maybe I'm getting like way too hung up over this. So, drone is now going down to the bottom right. I'm fairly certain that's to expand to the natural there, and basically just take his third base first, because he knows that probe's going to deny his natural, and yes, indeed, he does. Interestingly, Movie just left his probe in Zero's main. He didn't actually go to the natural to actively block it. So a bit of mind gaming going on from both players here. You know, Zero's like, well, your probe scouted me first, so I assume you're going to block my hatchery. And Movie's like, well, I know that you know I'm going to block your hatchery, so you're probably going to go to the faraway base. So I'm not even going to use my probe to block your natural. And that was all they did. They need to actually go a step deeper here. So, it's like drone now going out towards the natural. There's a probe there, checking things out. Is he going to block it? There are two lings there though, so it's a little bit difficult. Yeah, not really going to happen. He did steal 8 minerals from the natural there though, so I'm sure Zero is very upset about that. Meanwhile, that's an interesting looking wall. I am not convinced that that's a good wall. but top left and bottom right positions on Jade are ridiculously hard to make good wall-offs on. It's so funny on this map, there's such a discrepancy in the spawning locations for PvZ. Bottom left and top right have possibly the easiest wall-in you can have on any map that I've seen, whereas top left and bottom right have possibly one of the most difficult wall-ins you can have. So yeah, it's kind of like 50-50 shot there, whether you get the easy wall in or just the impossible wall in. I still haven't figured out how to properly wall in top left and bottom right. I've seen so many different ways to do it. I think I saw one good way once in a pro league, but I forgot. So now I'm just stuck making stupid walls on this map. Or at least I would be if I still played Brood War. Anyway, layer on the way, 4-0, very, very standard stuff. And looks like 7x score is almost done as well.
아직까진 평화롭죠. 서로가 상대방의 세 번째 해처리를 받기 때문에 초반에 겁을 먹을 건
It's
없지만
like a nicely timed transfer there to the Nashville. I think one drone might be mistimed though. I'm not sure about that. I think he just fixed it manually. And we do have a Stargate on the way. Overlord is going to see that. So, nothing crazy from either player. Looks like second gas now being taken in good time for movie. He's at about 26 supply now, taking that. And looks like the first cell poked out a little bit, but it's going to go back. Alright, so assuming that the gateway is tight on the left side, which I am going to assume, because if it's not, then this is a god-awful wall. This is actually a pretty good wall, because I'm pretty sure it's tight between the gateway and the forge, and then it's tight between the pylon and the right side, so this is actually like a one-gap wall, which is blocked by the Zealot. So that's actually a really nice wall. Even though it looks pretty ugly, I think that's actually really good. I really hope that's actually tight on the left side of the gateway. There's like a suspicious little gap there that would make me highly nervous until I saw that Lynx cannot actually run through it, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Movie got that one right. Good job, Movie. Anyway, Spire is on the way. We see the fourth hatchery at the Nashville. Are we going to see a fifth hatchery at the third? I think we are. There's a drone there. Yep. Looks like drone placing the fifth hatchery at the third. So far so good. 3 hatch Spire. 5 hatches down now. Is he going to go up to a sixth hatchery? Oh man, I've been paying attention to Haram lately. As I said, Haram always saying intelligent things in the chat. Apparently, 5 hatch Hydra follow-up is no longer the cool thing to do, guys. It's no longer chic. Instead you do some kind of weird, what is it Harm? +1 air carapace into 6 hatcheries? It is a 6th hatchery! There is in fact a 6th hatchery going down. Oh my god, Harm might actually know what he's talking about. It's crazy. Anyway, looks like the Corsair comes out. He pokes an Overlord and runs away. Oh, and wow, look at that timing! Look at that timing. He didn't see the Scourge come out. I'm pretty sure he didn't see the Scourge come out, but he knew. Look at that. He turned his Corsair away, like, exactly when the Scourge popped out. That's some pro gamer sense right there. Oh, man. So this is going to be the fast fourth base at the bottom right main. That is going to be protected by the bottom right natural Sim City there. You can see on the minimap he's kind of walled himself in a bit. So what is Movie going to do in response? He is going to have to do something to punish the Zerg a little bit. Doesn't want to let the Zerg get that free 4 bases while he's still on his 2 bases. Even if he does expand now, kind of to the 9 o'clock-ish position, that's not actually a very good expansion because it's got a much lower gas value now. So normally bases have 5,000 gas in the geyser, and for some reason the Kespa map makers reduced the gas value there to 1,500. So, you know, he could take the third, but then it just will run out of gas very, very quickly. And that's really what you want the bases for anyway in PvZ. You want the gas. So it looks like he's run out with 5 speed lots here, but, you know, good Subsede as a natural as well. 2 Sunken's already done, and not going to be able to do too much here. I think he does have +1 on those speed lots, on those elves, whatever, but only has 6 of them, so can't really do anything. Meanwhile, he has trapped a probe behind his main mineral line, I believe. That's what that was. So it looks like he is going for some Corsair play. Gonna use that dude to stack the Corsairs. Ooh, taking 1 Scourge hit there. He did have 5 Corsairs. They don't have +1 though, so I guess it couldn't be helped. Or maybe it could if he was paying attention. Anyway, the Zealots have now cleared out the third base, so it looks like he is just going to expand there. There's a probe going out right now. I'm not sure about this. This feels like to me he's just saying, alright, I'll play a little bit from behind now. I mean, he's going to try and do some harassment with these Corsairs, but as you can see, Zero's got, he's got a bunch of Scourge out, he's got Hydras in good positions. Looks like the third base is a little bit more vulnerable. I feel like he might make a Spore Colony there. At least he will once we stop lagging. Yep, he is going to make a Spore Colony there. Since most of his forces are focused at his own natural, so he's just going to have all the Overlords meander over there. He still will need a few units though. Once those Corsairs get up to insufficient numbers, they can actually just like charge through the Spore Colony and kill all the Overlords anyway. So Zero definitely needs some Hydras there or something. And whoa, looks like some DT is like randomly killing units here outside the natural. That's interesting. And yeah, it looks like a few Hydras are there now. The Corsairs go over. See, they can't really do anything. So this is actually interesting. I'm just trying to think, what should Movie do now? I mean, like DT drop into the main or into the bottom right fourth base could be quite effective here with those mass Corsairs, denying any Overlords from providing protection. But it looks like the Overlords do have speed, but you know, with that many Corsairs, you can definitely still deny them. Do they actually have +1 now? No, they don't. Looks like Movie though isn't going to do anything like that, and he's actually killed the pylon that was part of his wall so that he can actually get out. Of course, the wall was too tight for Dragoons to get out, and whoa! Looks like losing a Corsair, also taking a Scourge hit, and taking another Scourge hit there, losing another Corsair. Movie a bit messing up a bit on his Corsair control. Also, his third base is still not taken here. This concerns me greatly. Zero's now mining on 4 bases. Movie cannot stay on 2 bases if he wants any hope of winning here. He either needs to do some kind of sick 2-base timing here, like fake that he took a third and actually just kind of all in, or do something. He is going for a big attack now. He might expand behind it, but also just hope that he does a lot of damage with his attack. It's a decent unit composition. It's not that big of a force considering he did invest quite a few resources in that Corsair fleet. But I mean, the 4 High Templars are going to do a lot of damage to any Hydras and Lings that come out. There's a decent core of Dragoons in the army. And, you know, I mean, what he can do right now, even if he doesn't want to just go and try and break this, he can just hold position as Dragoons and just range that hatchery and Evolution Chamber. And it looks like, yeah, that's exactly what he's doing here. Just going to target down the hatchery from outer range of the Sun Colonies. Of course, the Dragoons do have their range upgrade, so they are going to be able to range that. It looks like one Storm actually going to pick off that Lurker. Very, very nice. He does not have an Observer with this force, I don't think. So he's got to be very, very careful about those Lurkers. And yeah, it looks like just now getting a Robo at his natural. If he can pick off the Evolution Chamber, he probably will actually deny an upgrade as well. Looks like no Carapace is finished on those Lurkers. I wish the Observer would click a Hydralisk as well, so we can see if he's got an attack upgrade. Presumably he does have +1 attack. Maybe not. I'm not sure about the timing exactly. And looks like the Protoss army's moving back. It might actually catch the Zerg flanking force here. Oh man, nice Storm on the retreating Hydras. Zero not paying attention there for just a second, losing 4 Hydralisks. There is an Overlord moving in though. I think that's probably a Lurker drop. But look at this Movie just preemptively running all his drones. Or was that actually a transfer? No, I think that might have actually just been a regular transfer here. But now the Lurker drop is in the main base. Movie is not paying attention here. He's going to lose all his probes in his main. Oh my god, Movie was not paying attention. It looks like he's going to lose actually not too many. I think Movie got a bit lucky there that he transferred when he did. If Movie had actually transferred his probes like, you know, 30 seconds later, he would have lost so many. But it looks like we have another drop in the natural here. Movie once again not really watching that Lurker though. There's only one Lurker, but it's going to get so many shots off. Looks like there was actually another Lurker dropped at the third base here. Zero pushing Movie to the limit with the multitask. There's actually no safe base for Movie to transfer probes to anymore. There's like actually Lurkers at every single mineral line. But it looks like the first Observer is out. Some Zealot's going to clean out that Lurker at the natural. But I think the damage has been done here. It looks like 9 kills on the main Lurker, 6 kills on the third Lurker. I don't know how many kills the natural Lurker got because it's already dead, but this is not looking good at all for Movie. Movie now at about even supply with Zero, when Protoss at this point should definitely be like 20-30 supply ahead of the Zerg. Looks like one Lurker even was shooting the third from the back there. But the spotting Overlord does get taken down. Movie now moving out with 7 High Templars in his army. That is so many High Templars. And I think he's a bit all in on this attack as well, and I don't know if he's going to have enough to break this. If he can land perfect storms, he definitely has a chance. Zero is kind of just spamming Lings right now, because he knows if he just defends this, he'll be fine. He's actually counterattacking though. No, never mind. He's actually just counterattacking towards the third with some Lings, or maybe he's just setting up for a flank. Actually, I think he's probably just setting up for flank here. I don't really see any good reason to counterattack, considering you've already done so much damage to the Protoss. economy. And looks like the first storms are starting to go down. Zero, though, looks like he is going to go for another drop here. Two overlords sneaking their way up across the top. That one lurker still sitting behind the third mineral line, but without high ground vision is not going to do any damage to those probes. Kind of not good storms there for Movie. And there is the drop on the natural. There's two lurkers that are not burrowing. Looks like a few hydras there as well, though. Why the lurker's not burrowing? I don't know why the lurkers aren't burrowing. And I don't think that was a very good idea here for Zero, because now he might actually die to this Protoss attack. Although it looks like Lings coming in from the back, though, doing a huge surround. The lurkers in the eggs were stormed, but they did manage to finish morphing. Is this going to be enough for Movie? I don't know. The lurker's doing a lot of damage to these zealots now. Movie has to do some serious damage with this attack, and it looks like he might here. He's breaking through the natural. The Simsy is down, the Sunkens are down, but all the High Templar, it looks like, are gone. There's one High Templar left, hasn't used all the storms. Oh man, that would have been a beautiful storm if he got it on the ramp. It looks like he won't. Looks like, meanwhile, that Lurker's going to go reposition, go attack the main base, since it doesn't have vision there. And this Corps of Dragoons is still alive. The Archon is still alive to tank damage. There's still a couple of Zealots there. They can start picking off drones in the main base. The Archon just tanking superbly for these Dragoons. And it's going to be very close here. But the Lurker, he has got 20 kills! The Lurker in the main has got 21 kills. Movie, once again, just not paying attention to his poor probes. Is losing all the probes in his main. Once again, 23 kills on that Lurker. Such a sick Lurker. But Zero has lost his natural here. He's sending in more reinforcements. Movie needs to keep his army together, though. He's going to lose these Dragoons at the natural. Movie really needs to be keeping his forces together. He's got a bunch of Zealots in the main. He needs to bring them up to tank damage for the Dragoons. Oh man, Movie does not want to waste this force away. And oh no, it looks like Movie's attack is actually finished here. He's done a lot of damage to Zero, but is it enough? I think the game might have somewhat reset, though. I mean, because Movie still has 3 bases, 3 Nexi, so he can actually reproduce the probes relatively quickly here. Although 23 probe kills on one Lurker is not something that's easy to recover from. And actually, though, he's not even mining at all from his main and his natural. He's only mining from his third base right now, and that's not even fully saturated. The supplies are quite close. Movie's still ahead with 67 supply against a 60 supply of Zero. He's just running High Templars in by themselves. High Templars are good and all, but you need supporting units. And it looks like he's even brought a probe here. And, you see, this is what I'm talking about. What are you doing, Movie? What are you doing, High Templar? Oh my god, that is so dumb. Why is he just like randomly... Why is he just randomly running High Templar across the map? Zero's not even watching and it doesn't... Oh my god, Movie, that's so bad. It's like C- level rally there. What the hell? Oh my god, Movie. He doesn't even get the Archon off. I think that's it for Movie. I think he's just completely dead now. Like, he's not mining from his main still. He's down to 46 supply against the 56 supply of Zero. And no, it's not actually a bad rally, actually, Protein Clock. You're right. He just, like, sent all his units over, I'm pretty sure. Well, it could be a bad rally. It could be. I mean, whether it's a bad rally or he just right-clicked all his units, either way it's bad. It's just bad. Anyway, looks like some Lings running into the third once again. There are a few cannons there, but no High Templar to support the cannons, so the Lings are going to take them down quite quickly. We saw that Hive Tech was done, but I think those Lings don't have the Adrenal Glands just yet. Not 100% sure about that. Let me actually have a look again. No, now they definitely do. Those are definitely some cracklings there. I think we also saw a Defiler mound up somewhere, but I don't see any Defilers yet. Not that he actually needs them when there's only like 2 cannons. So, Movie now going to lose his third base. And his hopes and dreams of winning this game are going down the drain. So, yeah, we're most likely going to go to a third game here to decide who takes the Brood War set. I'm quite happy about this. Yesterday we had a couple of really good matches. Spoiler alert, both of them, well, actually I won't spoil the results, but both of them did go to ace match, so that was quite exciting. Yeah. Awesome. Anyway, as you can see on the minimap, Zero is just like rallying a billion units over. Just wants to finish the game off. Movie's actually just made a million High Templars / Archons there. Apparently just really starved for minerals, but with a lot of banked gas. And Archons and Storms, you know, they're actually pretty good against Zerglings, believe it or not. Although it looks like, wow, nice little snipe there. And oh, a shuttle actually gets spotted. I failed to mention this earlier, but Zero has had a couple of patrolling Lings between his main and Zero and Movie's main for like the whole game. So he's been spotting these drops really well. I think it also helped in spotting the Corsairs. Meanwhile, this one Corsair is just like killing a bunch of Overlords here. For some reason, Zero just didn't have any anti-air. And meanwhile, it doesn't seem that he's actually noticed this drop. Zero apparently was just looking at something else. I guess he was too busy microing down at the front here, but he is going to get a couple of free Archons. But this drop in the main, is it a DT drop? Is it a High Templar drop? What kind of drop is it? It's going to be a Storm drop here. Storm! Oh man, Zero, he kind of reacted in time, but not really. Meanwhile though, 2 Lurkers in the main base once again. Oh my goodness. Man, what would be really awesome would be if he hadn't killed that other pylon there and he could drop the Lurkers behind the mineral line and kind of trap them with the pylons so the DTs couldn't reach them. That would be so sick. Unfortunately, not really gonna happen. But, oh, it looks like that DT's actually bugging out though. That DT's bugging out on the minerals. He can actually walk around the bottom of the minerals and get that, but it's actually not. And, oh, what is this? Mutalisk out, but look at this! The High Templars that were storm dropping here actually have morphed into an Archon and are killing the rest of the drones here. There have been so many workers killed this game. I'm actually almost a little bit sad that this isn't, we don't have like the StarCraft 2, you know, tab thingies where it like shows you how many workers have died in the game. Because like there's been so many drone and pro kills this entire game, and oh my god, the Mutas just attack an unfinished Archon, but the Archon finishes and massacres the Muta. I think only 2 or 3 Muta survive from that flock. This is like a way more scrappy game than it needs to be, and Zero's gonna lose his hatchery at the bottom right here. He's gonna lose the main hatchery. He did make a second hatchery there, but he's actually gonna lose his 4th base here. I don't know what Zero's thinking right now. Zero has 72 supply against a 40 supply Movie, and somehow Movie is like hanging on in this game. I swear to God, if Movie wins this game, there's no way, is there? There's no way Movie can win this game. Are you kidding me? Zero, oh, he's going for the probes again in the natural. There's the probe pull, the Lurker doesn't borrow time. Oh, nice storm on the Mutas though. Looks like all the Mutas make it out alive. But that was a 6 storm. The Zell gonna come clean this up, or at least he would if there was an observer there. Alright, DT's gonna do it for him. And this game does not seem like it's over. It looks like that Archon does get cleaned up, but he killed the hatchery, man. That should not happen. You should not lose a hatchery to 1 Archon. I mean, Archons are nice, but seriously, dude. Looks like Zero, meanwhile, trying to do some fancy Muta harass. I don't know what he, like, he's like playing this as if it's, you know, 12 minutes into the game, which to be fair, given the players' economies and, you know, what the base layout looks like, this is like, you know, a very similar situation, kind of, to what you would have like 12 minutes in the game, I guess. Not really, because there's a lot more tech out. Like, he doesn't need to be going Mutas right now, and he looks like he's persisting on the Muta tech. I mean, Zero's not even, like, renowned for having crazy good Muta control, so I don't know why he's insisting on this. It looks like he's getting stormed into oblivion at the natural once again, but he's staying ahead on the supply, though, which is a crucial thing. So I'm actually confused why Movie is hanging on so well when he's, like, behind 20 supply, but, oh, man, look at this. He doesn't even have enough Mutas to one-shot these Templar. Oh, man. He's only got 2 Mutas now. He's going to finally get that 1 High Templar, and that natural is still undefended. Man, Zero, he had this easily, and he's kind of letting it slip a little bit. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's still going to win this game, but this is unnecessarily close here. This is way too close, considering what happened in the, you know, in the mid game there with those nice Lurker drops. A bit, you know, all credit to Movie for just like hanging on like a champion. I guess this is like one argument for having fantasy GG timing, is that in some weird cases you can actually make sick comebacks. But now he's going to lose his main Nexus though, and that's probably going to seal the deal. And oh man, there's the nice Muta control. The Archon, that poor Archon trying to hit those Mutas, but not able to. Movie looks a little bit resigned there. He doesn't seem to be like he's going too crazy with ABM. And oh, that's gotta seal the deal there. No probes for you. So Movie just lost his main Nexus, and now he's also lost all the probes at his natural. He's actually not mining right now. Movie actually has Zero mining. He's just gonna go all in with this attack. And you know, Zero's like, well, I just killed all his economy, so he's probably gonna all in me. So what I should do now is I should expand. What? Seriously? Zero? You're gonna expand to your natural when you know that he can only all in you right now? I don't understand. Like, he's already got 2 bases at the bottom right. Like, do you really need to take your natural now, Zero? Seriously? Oh man. I mean, he's gonna win, but it's like, I'm not sure about that decision. Anyway, so he's just gonna flood Link now. There's like no units left. Movie's like trying to win with 4 units. This is like some campaign mission where you start with like 5 hero units and you have to like clear the entire map of Zerg. But GG from Movie. Zero smiling sheepishly to himself there. He knows that he kind of dragged that on a little bit unnecessarily. He's like, oh thank god I didn't lose that game. And Movie looking a little bit dejected, going out of the booth, but that's alright because it is 1-1 now. We will be going to a third and deciding game to see who takes the Brood War best of 3. And thank you to the stream for only lagging out that the game is over and not too much during the game. Good timing, good timing.
전략으로 경기를 흘러가게 만들었지만 신영 선수의 또 믿을 수 없을 만한 물량에 정말 난타전 쪽에서 경기를 이겼어요. 자신도 어떻게 보면 경기 내적으로 경기력에서는 좀 만족.